Hello everybody. Hi, welcome and thank you so much for being here. We're going to do a collective timeless reading. So whenever this reading finds its way to you is the right time, just keep in mind it's a general reading. So see which signs, symbols, ideas resonate for you in your particular situation and help to bring you a little clarity on whatever you're wondering, concerned and confused about. It could broaden your perspective, show you something with fresh eyes in a different light. It could narrow your focus, show you something that could be right between the lines. It was there all along, or maybe it was in the dark. But in the end, always trust yourself. Trust yourself. That divine inner guidance is inside of you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition, so your decisions are sound and based in love for the highest and greatest good of everybody. So everybody, all of us, are uplifted in love. Let's begin with the messages from your animal spirit guides. Clarity for the collective. Start with one little message and bring some insight and wisdom to the energy going on within or without or outside of you. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels and energies of love have for the highest and greatest good of all. One card, please, and thank you. Ooh, we have the rattlesnake. Ooh, you can hear something. So this is like spiritual energy. It's like you're getting a sign. I mean, I know the rattlesnake can seem scary, but in this deck, this is a really good card. It means the experiences that you're presently going through are an initiation to fulfilling your purpose as a healer. So whether or not you're in the, maybe you do therapy, or maybe the medical industry, maybe something with spiritual healing, you work with stones or Reiki or sound or color or crystals or whatever it is, it could just be you. Just your presence can be really healing to others. It could be your experiences, your stories, the way that you present that energy to someone, the way you connect to someone, the way someone relates to you or feels comfortable around you. You could have just one person that really feels, they can just open up to you. And maybe it's not even fixing something or giving a solution or, necessarily helping them out. Maybe it's just your presence, just your energy, just hearing somebody is healing. Sometimes people just need to be heard. But if you are feeling like that, that little rattle, like a little energy, like a little beat, that you should be pursuing something or maybe studying something, maybe something you already know, maybe something totally new. I mean, this could be anything. It could be like art therapy. It could be working with animals, and working with people that have disabilities, maybe people that are older or younger, whatever it is. You have something special where you can really provide like an uplifting energy to maybe a whole group of people or maybe just one person. And when I see the snake, I always think of like, kind of shedding your old skin. Like something's new, something feels different. It's like a new fresh energy that comes into your world, and you're not going to crawl back in the old skin. You got to do something with that new energy. What it is, I'm getting a lot of different things. So I think it's personal for you. Not all of you may consider yourself a healer, but maybe you were. Maybe your soul was a healer before. Maybe you just have something inside of you that you just kind of have a knack for, or you just kind of know how to do. I mean, a healer can be a teacher too. Let's get another card. Clarity on the rattlesnake. The seagull. It says, now is the time for deep emotional healing. I just heard Marvin Gaye, sexual healing. So I don't know, maybe that's for some of you. Maybe you need some lovey-dovey time, or maybe some self-care, communion with somebody else. But it's time for deep emotional healing. Sometimes it's things that you just have bottled up, you haven't addressed. Sometimes they sneak on up. Sometimes it's something that's so prevalent in your life that you can't get away from it. So healing is a time thing. It's gonna change and flux and flow and come up at different times and different stages with different emotions. But let them ride. Let it be. Allow, if you feel like you have to cry, cry. If you hear a sad song on the radio when you're driving and it just all of a sudden you were happy and you're like, why did that? I mean, it's probably pinpointing something that was an experience with you. And when you hear stuff like that, it's like, oh, wow, somebody understands. And it could just be like a line in a song. I don't know why I hear music now. Not anything specific except for sexual healing. It could just be a memory that comes back, or it could be a real big experience you're going through right now, and just give yourself some grace. Time does heal. It does get better. It could come back in spurts. It could be somebody around you needing time to heal too. But if it's deep, when I think of the ocean can be beautiful when you look at the beach and the seagulls are flying and you're swimming in the waves, or, sunbathing on the shore. But then there's that big, deep ocean, and so much can be down there. Sometimes people don't even want to face all that stuff. So maybe something is like coming to the surface so that you face it, recognize it, and maybe heal from it. Also, if it's really something you went through here, that can be what really connects you to somebody else or a group, because you have a similar story, because you have the right empathy for a certain situation. Maybe you do have really good advice, make somebody else feel comfortable. Maybe your stories aren't exactly the same, but similar enough that there's a connection, that there can be a healing, maybe with you and someone else. But if you're giving a lot away and you are like a healing energy and you are actually going through something too, you have to take care of yourself. And you have to have grace with yourself. Because when people really need that energy because they need to be healed, or they want some advice, or they want some help, and you're not putting attention on your own healing, it drains you really, really fast. So you need to bring some of that loving attention and energy back to you, however long it takes. It could be a day-by-day thing. It might come in waves, but be easy on yourself and do something really nice for you. Whatever you need to do, if it's just take some time off, take a couple of moments, have a little space that's a you space. Some of you may even need to tell certain people, no, I can't do that right now, because you have to take care of yourself, or you have to do something that's important. It's not always a bad thing to tell people no, that you can't, that you will get to it later. But maybe some of you need to be honest about where your energy is going. If you're being depleted, because you can't give on an empty plate. What's at the bottom? Zebra. Let go of your fear and know that you are safe and protected at all times. So you are protected. Maybe somebody else needs to feel safe too. I do feel like you stand out a little though. it's like a horse, but it's like a really special horse. It's like a expressive horse. I don't know, I feel like zebras are pretty special. And let go of fear. So if some of you are getting in your own way, or you're a little nervous or scared about something, scared something would repeat, scared you won't heal, scared you won't get through something, scared of how to approach something, how to start something, how to end something, whatever it is, have some grace on yourself. I hear faith. Have some faith in yourself. Sometimes things unfold in very strange ways. Sometimes we don't find out why things happen until later. Sometimes the best healers are those that went through some shit. You know, it's like that, the wounded healer, like Chiron, those big lessons that somehow once you're healed, once you heal that wound, you are able to heal many others. So if you're worried about how a situation will turn out, if you can do it, if you should, trust yourself. If you feel divinely inspired and driven to do something because it's your soul and heart calling you, trust it. Maybe you don't have to do something all at once. Maybe just one step at a time. Let's do the power deck. I wasn't going to use this, but I still have it here. And I do like how it seems to bring things together. Or maybe it'll bring something totally different to the surface. Let's get clarity on the zebra, the seagull, and the rattlesnake. Just one card for the collective, please. Letting go of fear, knowing you're safe. Sometimes we get a no because it's a protection from spirit, or sometimes it's a protection from somebody else. Time to have deep emotional healing. And you're having some experiences lately. Could be synchronistic, you know, little things that keep popping up over and over. Like, it's so weird, I keep seeing that bird, or I keep hearing that name, or I keep thinking that thing. It doesn't even have to be the big meaningful thing. It's just the awareness that something that you were just talking about is just suddenly there, like in front of you. So weird. It's like on the cover of a magazine when you're in the grocery store, or, you know, it comes on the radio. Like I actually, when I did, I don't have it around. I did that reading, where I had all the names, and somebody was talking on the phone in the gas station when I was getting gas and said one of the weird names that came in that book. I was like, hey, I don't know, I should have asked, like, did you just say that name? When I didn't want to say anything, I just thought to myself, oh, that's really weird. I just heard that name, and I just had that advice come through. So it could be just that. It's not really that you know somebody with that name. It's just that you're just talking about it, and then there it is. All right, clarity for the collective, please. Destiny. Ooh, that's a big one. 39. That brings you to a 12. It's like a pause. Seeing something in a like 180 degrees and then coming back around again. But that also brings you to a 3, which is creative. What is this? It's like a petroglyph. Oh, it's like the, what do they call that? The flute guy. The Kanoki, something K and Oki at the end. And it also has a medicine wheel. I almost wore a medicine wheel to the last readings. I should put that on. So maybe you know what a medicine wheel is? It's like the white, black, yellow, red. Mine is beaded. I'll show you that so you can see what I'm talking about. Maybe you play the flute, or music is really important to you, or you hear a flute. I mean, here it kind of looks like a, honestly, it kind of looks like a clarinet in this. And then you have like a white lotus. It's like the lotus is just out of nowhere, growing in between the rocks, like the most unlikely place. So maybe something happens in the most unlikely place. Like, it just feels really big, feels like destiny. It's like divinely orchestrated. It could be to meet a specific person, or you already met a specific person, or the right, I keep hearing partnership. So maybe it's a partnership, but that could be you, like you in a job. The right door opens up out of nowhere. That call of your soul out of nowhere, maybe totally changing your career, totally changing how you see what's going on in your world from maybe one day to the next. Like yesterday you thought this, and today it's just everything is different. Let's see. I just realized my fancy light is off, so this is kind of like a I don't know, it's different lights. I feel like it's like I mean, I have my robe on, so we're having like an evening reading for you guys. Destiny is east and yellow. Your active power is the key to your destiny. Like a sacred flute player, enticing your truth of spirit into the light of day. Own your power, because you are made of power. And active power comes from a place of passion, from your deepest being. It is an expression of totality of who you are in the world. To find your active power is to live your dreams. What would you do if you could do anything? Discover what this is and then do it. To find your power is to find your destiny. So it starts with your passion, your dreams, your joy. That's your little map. Start taking steps down that road and then see how your destiny starts to unfold. It might be a bigger purpose within the thing you're already doing, or it could be a completely different path altogether. Let's see. Should I do the weird cards? Yeah, why not? Let's do a card or two. This is the Luck Information Oracle cards. Let's see what comes through. Let's get clarity on destiny. The rattlesnake, the seagull, and the zebra. The flute player, the lotus. I mean, this is something in between the cracks. Something that comes through out of nowhere. Maybe it was growing there all along. Those roots were already pretty deep. But now something is blossoming. Rose just settled in. She makes funny noises when she sleeps. Or when you pick her up, she goes, ugh! I don't know why I just thought of that. Ugh! I don't know, maybe somebody you know makes funny noises. Maybe you have an animal that makes funny noises. Just kind of brings a smile to my face every time. Clarity for the collective, please and thank you. Oh my God. I love you guys so much. I'm so glad you're here with me. Even if it's a silly message. I mean, I'm just talking about my dog making funny noises and how it makes me smile, and petting a dog is coming on up. So maybe it's a cat, maybe it's a dog, maybe it's just those little moments that just make you smile. Not everybody is an animal person. Maybe it's just saying hi to, you know, somebody else's animal, and then, you know, you go back into your home. Leave this. I didn't even know this was in there. Loyalty. Maybe somebody's like really, really, really loyal to you. When I think of the dog, I just think of unconditional love. It doesn't matter how you smell, you know, what you do, they just love you. It could also be like, you know, being a good pack leader, you know, having that position of power. So somebody listens. I mean, it's usually an animal. Dogs are different than people. It's not really that, but maybe some of you are like bossing up or running a group or being like a team player or a team leader, leading the way, paving the path for somebody else by example. Sometimes it's just being an example of love that gives somebody else the permission to let go of fear and to do something on their own. Loyalty. You know, it's also seeing who you have unconditional love for. Loyalty to yourself, taking care of yourself, loyalty to the things that mean a lot to you. Maybe there's somebody that you want to express your loyalty to, you never got to. Maybe it's their example or showing them more than the words. You're following through. Maybe somebody's going to follow through with you, get on board with something. Or maybe you just have to pet a dog. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just simple. Aww. All right, let's get another card. I'm glad I picked these cards up now. Telling somebody that they're cute. Like, you're pretty cute. Like, that was really cute. I don't know, I'm getting compliments. Maybe you're a dog groomer or a dog trainer or something like that. A dog babysitter, a dog walker. Those are great jobs. Dog walkers in the city do really, really well. Also, maybe you provide a space for animals, for people that like go away on vacation. You have to have, you know, a natural ability to get along with many different personalities in the animal world. But it takes somebody, if somebody's like a dog parent, they have to really trust the person they're leaving their baby with, their furry baby. So I don't know, maybe some of you are starting a business or something like that. I'm going back to that therapy with animals too. Maybe helping dogs in a shelter or cats. Another card for the collective, please. Oh my God, guys. If you're here for this reading, I'm just so glad you're here for this. What did I just say about cats? And I know I pull cards different ways too. Sometimes I do when they fly out. I just kind of go. I don't really have a rule. I don't have a rule. I go with what feels right. And I just pull when I feel like it's the right moment. And apparently you need to pet a cat. If you don't have a dog, maybe you have a cute cat. Oh. And if you don't think you like animals, maybe just give it a try. See if it changes your energy. I feel like cats are pretty special. Their purr, I just feel like their purr in general is kind of healing. And I also think that a lot of animals just are in tune with us. They know when we're like under the weather or not feeling well or going through something. They know when they did something bad, maybe a dog more than a cat. Cat doesn't give a shit. But when a dog is like, what are you doing? You humping my pillow? Like, you know, like a little bit guilty, kind of hide under the table a little bit, and then they kind of come back and like, I'm sorry, didn't mean to hump the pillow when you weren't looking, you know? So we have a lot of animal energy coming through for you guys. So what is this for you? Maybe some of you are adopting an animal, or maybe you're like, you know, not really an animal person, but maybe there's a specific animal that somebody has that you go to their house or you've seen for some reason. That little furry sucker just won you over, won your heart a little bit. Maybe some of you have always wanted an animal, but you have allergies. Maybe you can get a hairless cat, or you know, what is that? The dogs that don't make you sneeze. Hypoallergenic. This is coming through for you guys. Let's get one more card. Try and loyalty. Maybe if you weren't trying on something, you stopped trying. Don't know if you should try. And I just saw that, what is the movie? Is it Shrek? Where Puss in Boots does that, like, you know, he's all like a little tough ass with his boots, and then he does the like, those eyes, and you're just like, oh, all right. Maybe somebody gives you those eyes. Maybe you're afraid to have eye contact because you're always like kind of a sucker for somebody. Not sure why that came through. Let's continue. Clarity for the collective. Please and thank you. We'll do one more card. Whoa, whoa. And then try. Loyalty, stick with it. Try again. Or give it a try. And then you gotta give up. So maybe if you're trying too hard and that's not a working, it's okay to give up too. It's okay to, you know, release something, let it go. Also, the other way, if somebody's really trying something with you, trying to push something, wants something, and it's not your thing, if that's a relationship or something, or they want you to go somewhere with them, or a friend wants you to do something, or somebody wants you, maybe if somebody wants you in a job or something like that, maybe just give it a try. But if it's not for you, you can't see yourself like sticking around there, it's okay to say no. This isn't for me. Thank you, no thank you. It's okay to do it gently, unless that person's not hearing you, then you have to be a little more direct. So, but then it says, NPS, get a haircut. So maybe some of you are thinking about getting a haircut, maybe shaving your hair, getting a little trim, doing something a little different. I mean, the interesting thing is hair holds energy. So if you do have a lot of energy, that's why sometimes people go through like a breakup and then they just chop off their hair. They do something different because it changes their energy, but it actually, like, all your experiences and your DNA is in your hair from whatever you went through. So maybe that'll actually help you change your energy, if that feels okay to you, to just kind of maybe just trim the ends, or, you know, just have it be fresh, and then it starts from the vibration of now and continues. So maybe it's just a haircut. Maybe it just makes you feel different. Maybe it actually is an energetic change. Maybe some of you are hairdressers. You just help other people. It's therapy to you because people talk to you. You talk about different things. You get people feeling better. You fix their hair if they do crazy shit with the bangs themselves. You help them out in that department. You know, so it seems so simple, but it is therapeutic. What's at the bottom? Get away. This is the days in a car. Spend some time like daydreaming in a car when it's parked, or when you're in the passenger seat. Maybe you actually do contemplate things when you drive. You think about good solutions, or maybe that's your space too. You know, it's not stopping and looking up at the sky when you're driving, but maybe that's a good time for you to actually like just have a good sacred space for you. I'm also getting like maybe there can be other people in the car with you, or someone else. Maybe it's grooving to music, or getting introduced to new music, or like finding a little bit about a personality or what someone's maybe going through emotionally, what they connect to by the music. I still like it. It's D-A-Z-E. All right, these are fun little messages. Let's move to the tarot. My robe is going all over the place. My robes are moving, guys. Okay, let's pull. Ooh, let's go to the mermaid. I really like this deck. This is the Mermaid Tarot. Let's get a couple cards. Clarity for the collective, please. I'm petting a cute cat, petting a cute dog, getting a haircut, having some you time in the car, figure something out, maybe have a good conversation on the phone, letting go of fear, letting it go, perhaps having a new path of spiritual growth and or healing to you and others, finally recognizing something really emotional and seeing how it's bringing you a lot of strength, showing you how strong you are, how powerful you are, leading you to a big destination, your destiny. Start with one card. Clarity for the collective, please, and thank you. Oh, the Tower. Well, that'll get you on your path to destiny. The Tower's huge, but I mean, I really like the Tower. It's just, it feels weird because it's beyond your control. It's usually something that goes on out here that just changes. It breaks down the walls of things that weren't a solid foundation anymore. It wasn't growing anymore. It wasn't working anymore. It wasn't useful anymore. It's not doing you any good. It's not leading you towards your true destiny. It's getting you stuck where you shouldn't be. So sometimes something has to happen out here in a situation, in a relationship, with a thing, with a perception, with a way of thinking, so that it can rebuild on a solid foundation and then keep growing. It can be done different. I mean, sometimes it's something really big. It's just gone. But it always brings you to the star. It always brings you to better possibilities that sometimes you weren't making that change on your own. Sometimes that's a big ass fight. Sometimes, you know, if there's like a situation that should have been addressed and or mended and or walked away from for a very long time, and it was just buried. Sometimes something has to happen and come to the surface to actually bring all that stuff that nobody was saying up, so that whatever change needs to happen can happen, whatever that is. Sometimes it's simple as a perception. I like to use the example, sometimes you think that quiet person in your office has like they have no personality, they have no sense of humor, you never get along with them, or they're always very business, or they're always kind of an ass at work. And then like you have dinner with them once, or you like hang out in the break room and have a conversation. You're like, oh my God, they're so funny. Like I totally get them. They're amazing. And all of a sudden this person is a totally different person. Like they didn't get the benefit of the doubt before. It could also be the opposite. You think somebody's the cat's meow. Oh, they know everything. And then you get to know them. You're like, yeah, they don't really come from a place of integrity. Like they don't resonate. And all of a sudden that person's not as sparkly anymore. Other people feel more sparkly. So it's just a change in perception, or a change in something. It could be something in your surroundings. It's actually gone. It could actually be a damn haircut. It's gone. It's gone. But it gives you the new, like a new style. So it's not about having to release it. Whatever it is, there is a big change. It's how you handle those changes, how you handle the new growth, how you rebuild from that tower, how you see it as blessing. Sometimes at first it's not. It's like a big ass storm. You're like, oh my gosh, everything's going wrong. How is this storm happening? And then it's a later thing. Later you see, you know, that storm didn't happen. I wouldn't have had that person that came to help my power line that I talked to, that helped me with that other thing out there that was a problem the whole time. And they connected me to my aunt Matilda that had that thing. And then she got some help, and it's like somehow there was a storm, it sucked, maybe your power went out, but somehow something comes out of it that is good. There is a rebuilding after the tower. It's Major Arcana, numero 16. Clarity on the tower, please. What is this tower about? Could be just giving up a job and having a new career. You know? Never having a relationship and suddenly being in one. It's just a sudden difference, a sudden change. Always being in a relationship and suddenly being single. And you have the Nine of Pentacles, so maybe you are going to be single. Or it's about how to be independent in your own space. Teach somebody else to be independent. Usually this is the girl in the garden with the bird in beautiful, luxurious clothes. And like self-sufficient. He or she put a lot of work into making their surroundings beautiful. It didn't just come easy, unless, I guess, it was upside down. Then they're hoarding all of their wealth, not sharing it with anyone, insisting on being alone. maybe didn't get all of those beautiful things by the real hard work. Maybe it was having others kind of do all the work and they just kind of sat pretty. So I do feel like something has to go in work-wise, whether it's just like knowledge or it's just energy. It's not necessarily hard work out in the dirt with a shovel. It's just energy. But it has to be energy that is not through a selfish vibration. Like upside down, it would be somebody trying to get ahead and not like helping others along the way. Or recognizing how others maybe helped them, even though they did a lot of the work alone. Here it's like a mermaid hiding in the wishing well. It kind of gives me a little bit of the Nine of Cups vibe. Like she's a little like she's going to grant you a wish or something. It also looks like a really fun bath out in the woods. Maybe you live near like a hot springs or something like that, or a mineral bath. But it's independent energy. Teaching somebody else to be independent on their own. Enjoying your space, being good with yourself, you know, enjoying your own company. Therefore, others are, you know, if you're enjoying your own company and really like following your destiny and comfortable and confident and happy with who you are, then you are vibrating the right kind of things towards you. You're not gonna like vibrate that thing or relationship or something that always needs to be like fixed. So that's what I'm kind of getting with that. Like you're just beautiful, being imperfectly beautiful there. You're like owning imperfections when that card is upright. Clarity on the Knight of Pentacles. Maybe recognizing the importance of doing something on your own. Maybe a home business as well. Oh yeah, maybe it's a home business. Like you're gonna boss up, man. This Emperor's coming up. You got like King Triton here. He's wise. He's like the ultimate masculine energy. Man or woman though. But he's a doer, a go-getter, a good advisor, a good father, grandfather, boss, lover, friend, supporter, confidant. He's got it all. Upside down, he's a tyrant. You know, he's kind of really a harsh energy upside down. He does not want to help his kingdom or help anyone else. It's all about helping him or herself. But upright, he is like divine. It just makes me think of maybe an old, like somebody a little bit older, like mature, but going back to the gym, getting yourself in shape at any age, feeling good in your skin. I mean, look at him. I mean, maybe it's by default. Doing a job where you're just swimming around all the time, moving your body. And also the thing when I see this tuning fork, or it's like his trident, it just looks like a tuning fork to me. I feel like if you bing, like a bang it, it'll have a sound and a vibration, and I feel like that would like move in water. I feel like sound is really healing and special, like at a really deep level. Maybe just one frequency. So if the Emperor's coming through, this is the chance to really follow through. Have some loyalty with some solid plans. He listens to his heart and his head. He's logical and intuitive, but he's not the feminine energy. He's the one that is the provider. What's at the bottom? Another king. Masculine energy. Well, this is also the one that is the provider. He's like business. You got a lot of business here. That's what I see. This is Pentacles. So usually an earthy sign. I mean, I also see the earth signs as kind of like sensual because they're in tune with actual physical things in reality. But the King of Pentacles is really good in business. He knows how to provide. Maybe you started at this, or somebody started, you know, they kind of had a good savvy business sense. I mean, it could be like this. You start to do something on your own, make some like abundance, security in your world, feel kind of good. Then you kind of level up a little bit. This could be somebody else you know or just advice. But this is like really like starting to, he can nurture children and take care of family and do all that, but he can kind of handle it all. But it's usually in his environment with what he puts his energy actually into. He's earthy, he's practical, he makes plans, he's involved. He doesn't get too stuck in his head or too over emotional in his heart or too lost in passionate things that fizzle away. It's like how to take all those elements and make them work. He's got a big old ring here. And it could be leveling up from this to really becoming this. That seems like a progression to me. Or it could be that this, like, really powerful, experienced, wonderful energy is supporting this king to become his own emperor. Like, not just have the home, but build a kingdom. Whatever that is. But it could also be that you have the security around you, because I see them as experiences. So maybe it's actually having more experiences, so it doesn't feel like work all the time. Because when I think of the king coming from the Knight of Pentacles, like, takes a day off, makes plans, stays in if it's raining. It's like a day-by-day thing. So if he's the king, he's learned how to have balance in his world. It's not just engines going all the time and nothing. It's putting love and attention and energy into all the different facets of what make his world special. Let's go to a different deck. If this is, I mean, this is a lot of masculine energy, but we all have masculine and feminine in us. If these are the messages coming through and those aren't like masculine energies that you know coming through, then it's the advice for you to pursue something. Sort of put on the pants in a situation and take like control. Really start to build something. And if you have that tower, it means it's going to be built this time on a badass solid foundation. It's gonna last. When the King of Pentacles comes through, he's in it for the, you know, he's gonna stay in. He's not gonna have an out. He's gonna last. He's gonna like keep going with something, make something work, make something happen, but also flexible enough to adjust if changes come in. You know, when I see the Emperor, he goes out and he's not so solid and stern in his kingdom that he doesn't adjust if things are changing, because it keeps staying, you know, this is the way it has to be, and then things change in your kingdom or the people within your kingdom or within yourself about your kingdom. I just see stats, something like that. So maybe even business, something changes. You have to be flexible. You have to be flexible because then it keeps growing. Let's see. What do I... Oh, I have another... This is the Spellcaster's Tarot. I don't even know which one I took. Let's get clarity on the Emperor, the King of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Tower. This is almost like something was like swaying for a while. I don't feel like this Tower is a all of a sudden everything's gone kind of situation. I feel like you had a little like signal. You had a little pre-storm. Something was a little wobbly already. it's possible when you see this, I just think of the Little Mermaid. It's possible something even needed to just be pushed. I see his powerful trident here and just like, that thing's gonna fall down. That's dangerous. We're just gonna get rid of it. That's done. Whatever that is. It could be anything, you know, relationship, a job, a situation, something. And sometimes you just need to take that bulldozer or that big trident and just start again. Something different. Give something a little extra push. If something was wobbling, it's time. I feel like that king would, or that emperor would recognize that. Let's get one more card, clarity for the collective, please, and thank you. What's this? The Nine of Pentacles. We have a double whammy. So it starts with you putting energy into your actual surroundings. Doing something makes you feel independent. Like you're doing something on your own. Like you love the things that you're doing and putting your energy into. I'll show you these two cards together. Instead of a big bird, this girl actually has a pet squirrel. So it makes me think of like nuts. I don't know why the squirrel has a hood on. Why does the squirrel have a hood on? It makes me think of like a hawk. I don't know why you would put a little hood on a squirrel. So it can't see something. Maybe there's somebody that driving you nuts, trying to take all your little nuts. You have to have a conversation. You're like, no, I'll give you your nuts back. And I'll take your hood off as soon as you like listen to like some advice or something like that. I feel like they're having a little conversation, but the squirrel's just hanging out there. You got a bird feeder in the back and you're building a wall. You're rebuilding here. All that crumbled in this tower that fell down, you figured out how to build a new foundation. Maybe you had to actually put up a wall between you and somebody else or you in a situation. That's okay. If that's going to create structure and stability in your life, maybe a new life, a new way you see your life. I feel like this squirrel's helpful. And he's just like hanging out in her hand. There's a really pretty garden here. So a lot of work went into this. It's not just an overgrown, crazy, you know, garden. Look at how it's like, it was a plan and organized and attended to and weeded out and watered. And look how beautiful it is. And it's just getting that moment to enjoy this beautiful thing around you. Now the only thing that's missing when the Nine of Pentacles, I just looked at the bottom of the deck. The only thing that's missing when the Nine of Pentacles comes through is usually somebody else. You do have your animals, the bird, the cat, the dog, whatever. You do have loyalty. You do have energy, little energy around you. Let me show you what's at the bottom of the deck. But usually you're missing somebody else to enjoy it with, to love to be around. Except it looks like once you have this little independent energy on your own, you ain't gonna be alone for that much longer because you got the Lovers. This is Gemini energy. Somebody that wants to work with you, maybe somebody who wants to build a solid foundation with you. Here, I know it's usually a decision card and everybody has free will, but this looks like a sacred union. You have the heart in the sky. It looks like if you can see it, there's like the X there. So if that's like can you see it? There's an X. I hope you can see it in the heart. And I think that's the Giftu, which is the Nordic rune for gift. So this partnership is a gift. Companionship is a gift. It could be a friend, but it looks like when two people in, I know there's even certain states in the United States where this is actually still legal, where two people can go into the woods together and marry each other. And because it's from like way, way back, that was actually allowed, that it is still allowed in some states and maybe some other countries where you don't actually have to have a priest marry you. You can just go out into the woods and do it yourselves and make a loyalty promise to each other and be married. And it looks like that's what's happening here. It looks like they're mind to mind, heart to heart. There's a star here, so it's healing energy. It's like the end of the storm is the rainbow. You have the magician's thing in the back here, so you have all the tools you need to start to build, to manifest together. And if this is just the balance within yourself, your own masculine and feminine, it's really having really good balance in your life. But it looks like this reading is ending with something either in your life or coming your way that the healing energy involves somebody really loving you, recognizing your true self, that your true being. So I guess we have all these double cards. This was kind of a cool reading, guys. I hope it was helpful for you. I hope you have a beautiful day. I love you so much, and I'll see you soon.